and happy Tuesday. Hello everyone. Good morning Paya. Good morning Bonnie. Hi Arlette. I hope you all are having a fabulous Tuesday so far. Oh, let me mute my sound here so you don't hear the sound. Okay, there we go. You don't want to hear my computer dinging away. Hi Paya. Oh, you were the first one who posted today. Very nice. Okay, so it is Tuesday. I'm still waking up, so I have my coffee. And we're going to be doing a fun card. Oh, good, Victoria. I'm so glad to hear it. Well, I'm glad you're here. We're going to be making a bridge card today, which is a fun fold style of card. It's very, very easy. It's not a complicated fun fold card at all. And we're going to do it with a little bit of a twist to kind of highlight something that we're using. So let me switch over here. Thank you, Bonnie. You guys are so sweet. Okay, let me show you what we're working with today. So the new release just launched yesterday, which is super exciting. And we have a new addition to the Freckle Friends line. This is artist Annie, and she's super, super cute. She's got her little apron on with her paintbrushes and her easel here. I love it. And there's coordinating dice, so we're going to use this a little later. And then I have here some of the new A2 glossy card fronts, and these ones are called Dream Studios. And these go perfectly with Artist Annie. So there are 12 sheets included. There's 4 different designs, and they're just these fun little cute like design spaces. They could be a craft room. They, that for stamping, could be for sewing, could be for whatever kind of hobby. It's kind of very generic in that sense, but it has all these cute little details, all these bins and just pencil cups, and oh, I love it. It's so cute. So there is that one that's more of like a reddish pink, and then we have this fun with yellow and kind of teal colored, and this one is more of a dark green, kind of classy looking. I got a sewing machine there and things, and then this last one is a lighter pink and kind of a periwinkle bluish color. So very cute. We are going to use, which one do I want to use? I think we're going to use the yellow and teal. So you can do this with any piece of cardstock. You can make this bridge style card. But it's really fun if you have a background that you've created, because you're going to be creating kind of a setting a stage, if you will, for whatever little things you want to add to it. So we're going to take our background here, and I'm going to set that aside because first we're going to create our base. And where's my cardstock? Here it is. Okay, so I have here just a regular 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock. This is 110 pounds, so it's a little thicker, more heavyweight. This is what I like to use usually for card bases. So we're going to cut this to 8 inches by 4¼ inches, okay? Now this is not the paper trimmer I want to use. Oh no, it's probably fine because I'll just cut this side first. So to make this 8 by 4¼ this is 11 inches, right? So we're going to cut 3 inches off, because 11 minus 3 is 8. We'll get rid of the smaller piece. So now we have, this is 8 inches this way, and now we're going to cut it by 4 1/4 inches. So you could make 2 bases with this, but we're just going to make one. So I'll set aside that other piece of cardstock. So now we're left with this piece that is 8 inches by 4 1/4. Hi, Linda. Good morning. We're making a bridge card with a fun little twist. Okay, next you want a scoreboard of some sort. And what you're going to do is you're going to score at 1 1/4 inches, and you're going to score at 2 1/2 inches. Now I like to bring my paper down just slightly. It's a little bit easier to get my score tool in the groove and make sure it goes where it's supposed to. So I'm going to do it 1 1/4, and then I'm going to do it at 2 1/2. Now I'm going to take this piece and I'm just going to rotate it 180 degrees, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to score it at 1 1/4 and at 2 1/2. Now we have, let me kind of tilt it so you can see it without reflecting. So we have these 2 score lines on each side. Ooh, that was squeaky. Sorry, guys. Paya, I'm pretty good at math, but I was like, yes, 11 minus 3 is 8. All right, now we are going to fold on our score lines. And what we're going to do, we're going to turn it so it's long ways. And this most middle score line, our pieces are going to fold up, because this middle piece is going to be at the back of our card, okay? And then for this next score line, we're going to fold back. And I recommend using a bone folder to really get a nice crease on those. Okay, so you see how it's folded? All right, do the same thing. I'm going to rotate it around. We're going to fold the most inset score line. We're going to fold up towards, and then the last score line we're going to fold back. So that the biggest section is going to be towards the back of the card. I'm going to go ahead and burnish. That's the word I'm looking for. Burnish that down. So now we're left with this kind of little accordion looking piece. Okay? So now we'll set this aside and we're going to get our background. Hi, Beverly. We're going to get our background that we picked out. So you could create a background. You could use pattern paper. But these A2 card fronts that Picket Fence sells are awesome for this style of card, because you can just make a really fun, quick and easy background. And then if you make a bridge card like this, it looks really cute. So now we'll get our paper trimmer back out again. And we're going to cut, let's see, we're going to cut the left-hand side at 1 1/4. And if you feel like doing more math, you could figure out what those numbers are from like the opposite way. But so we have our left-hand piece here, that's 1 1/4. And then we're going to do the same thing. Sorry, I did that really fast. So I'm going to turn this around because I'm going to cut the other side as well at 1 1/4. So when I'm done, I'll have a 1 1/4 inch piece for the left and for the right hand side of our piece. And then I still have our middle piece right here. Next, this is where it's kind of a fun little twist. I'm going to bring in a piece of acetate. Now, I recommend for this a little bit kind of a thicker version of an acetate. Like if it's a heat embossable acetate, this will work really well. You could do it with a inexpensive piece of acetate, but I don't think it's going to quite stand up as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this. This is a regular 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch piece that I had. And we are going to cut this so that it is 5 1/2 by 1 1/4 inches. Here we go. So now we have this. It's kind of hard to see. Let me see if I have something here. Can you see that better now? Yeah, there we go. 1 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch piece of acetate. So let's get that. Set this aside for another day. And we're not going to put this paper trimmer away yet because we are going to need it. And we'll do this step first actually so we can get it off our desk. We want this middle piece from our background. We want it to fit flush in here. And so you can see it's not fitting quite flush. And that's normal because the folds where your creases are, they're taking up a little bit of room. So even though this might be the exact same measurement, it's not going to fit flush inside of there. So we're gonna just trim off a teeny tiny bit on each side. Not very much at all. I would say less is better because you can always go in and take off more if you need to. So I took just a little sliver off on each side and now it fits in there nice and easy. And we can fold over it and it's not going to have any problems. Oh, I spoke too soon. It's a little, oh no, it's okay. You might want to take a little bit though. You just don't want it to have any issues once you glue it in there. I think it maybe didn't cut quite right. Sit down. There we go. Now it definitely should fit. Yeah, easy peasy. So we'll get this out of the way. We're done with our paper trimmer, I think. And now we'll grab some glue and we'll put this together. So we'll start with the back. And I'm gonna get a decent amount of glue on here. Don't want anything moving around on me. And we'll just glue this right down so it fits in its little home. We created it just for this piece. Now it can live in its happy little home back there. There. So you can probably see where I'm going with this. So next, we're going to grab our piece of acetate, okay? Now you could do this with glue or you can do it with double-sided tape. I'm going to do it with double-sided tape so we don't have to wait for the dry time. Because you can glue acetate, it just takes a little bit longer to dry. So I've got some double-sided, very, very sticky double-sided tape. So if you have this brand, it doesn't mess around. like once it's stuck to something, it is stuck. So I'm just gonna put a little piece on our left flap and a little piece here on our right flap. Now because this stuff is so sticky, make sure to be careful if you're using double-sided tape. I prefer to use liquid glue and just give it time to dry just because it's a little less finicky. You know, you don't have to like get it right perfectly on there. Hey Dawn, All right, so I'll start by removing the release tape off of the left-hand flap. And I'm going to take my acetate, and I'm actually going to hold this up so I can see it. I'm going to lay this right along the corner. This is why I said it could be a lot easier with liquid glue, because you don't have to be so perfect and exact. But this is going to stick right along the edge, perfectly in the corner there. Now, we're going to do the same thing on this side, which is hopefully should be a little bit easier if our measurements are correct. So I'm going to take this release tape off. And this should, when it's open, when this flap is open on the left side, this should fit right along there. If you have any excess, you can go ahead and trim it off. I'm going to trim off, there's a tiny bit of excess acetate there. Which I'm probably the only one that would notice, but you know, I would notice it and it would bother me. Okay, so see how that holds our card open now? So it'll lay flat for an envelope, but once you take it out, it's going to stand up beautifully because that acetate is going to hold it right along the front. And that acetate, remember, is 5.5 inches. Oh, good, Sue. I'm glad you were able to catch me. I was on Craft Roulette last Friday, if anybody missed it. It was really fun. So now we have our two pieces, right? And now you can kind of see where it's going. These pieces are going to go here, and you're not going to even see that acetate really. And you can add things to it, and you've got like a floating bridge. Isn't that cool? So we're going to go ahead and put our pieces down. Now, you do have to keep in mind that this might have like a little bit of a ridge. So if that bothers you, you might need to put a little tiny acetate shim to have it stand or be completely level. It doesn't bother me, so I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to go ahead and add another little piece of double-sided tape. Oh, yeah, you were probably sleeping when Craft Roulette was on, huh? Yeah. Oh, thank you, Linda. Good to see you. All right, we've got our double-sided tape on here. And where'd my glue go? There it is. Now we can add our glue. So I'm going to start with this side. Put all my glue on there, like so. And then I can remove the release tape here. Come off. And I'm actually going to start gluing this left-hand piece up here where the glue is, so that way I can wiggle it if I need to. I like having the opportunity to wiggle things around, just in case. Okay, there's our left-hand side. Oh, something is tickling my nose. All right, the right-hand side. Look at, we're just like, we're on fire, guys. Nobody's gonna stop us. If you're using a inexpensive piece of acetate and you don't use acetate very often, if you ever notice that your acetate looks kind of cloudy, check and make sure that there isn't a film on it that needs to be removed. And I don't know why. Yet again, this did this last time. Turn off your sound thing. Why am I still getting notifications. Oh, that's why. That's why, Charlene, because you have it on the wrong display. Operator error. So many things plugged in and going. And there we have our little scene that we've set. How cute is that, right? And if you put it in the envelope, you just flatten it down. Then when it comes out, super easy to stand up. This looks really good on display. Now, if you want to, you can put, remember that little excess piece we had from when we first started cutting our paper? You could take this, and it's gonna fit right back there, and you could create a note card with it to put on the back. Why don't we just go ahead and do that since we have it here? And that way you could write a message inside of it. Right? And you could just write on the back of your card too, but let's say you're using like a colored cardstock or something like that. Then you don't want to have to be doing that. So we're gonna put this at, is this long enough? 4 1/4, it should be, right? Why does that look off to me? I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe this isn't long enough. Thought it was. No, it's just my eyeballs not working. It's plenty big. So that's that excess little strip that we had from when we first cut our card base. See? And we'll put it to good use. Now we can come in with our glue again. And you could wait, like if you wanted to not have to write on the card while this was on there, you could fill this out first with whatever your message is going to be, and then put it on here. So this will line up right along there. Oh, I hope I put it on the right way and not upside down. Ah, we're in the clear. Yay. And now you have a little note card on the back that you can write your message and keep it hidden if you want to. Completely optional, that step, but some people really like to have that. Oh, we have to remember it for next year, Sue. Okay, we have that done. Now we can move on to picking what we want to use to decorate. And again, like I said, that you could use this for so many different occasions. Those holiday A2 glossy cards that I used a couple weeks ago, you remember that Merry Christmas? How cool would it be to put like the Christmas across here on acetate and then the Merry, and have that as a bridge card if you've been watching the lives. If not, you should go back and watch that one because that was a really pretty word dye, and it would look really cool to have it across there. So you can, this is just like a base that you can work from to create all kinds of really cool cards. And I don't make a lot of fun fold cards, mostly because I want to do the painting and the coloring and the inking. You guys know I love ink. And so I don't spend a lot of time playing so much with the paper, with the base of the card. But this is such an easy one that you can use it for all kinds of different things. And it doesn't take much time at all. So we'll set this aside. And we're going to stamp this out. Our sweet little artist Annie. She's so cute. And we'll stamp this onto some alcohol marker friendly cardstock. Now, I'm not going to color everything, but I do want to stamp it out so you can see it. Today I am going to show you how I shade items that are supposed to be white. So they can be kind of tricky, right? If you've worked with if you've done a lot of alcohol marker coloring, you're like, okay, well, I can shade my other items pretty easily once you learn how to do it. But then when you're wanting to like shade items that are supposed to be white, it can be really tricky to decide how to do it. Let me grab my ink because I did forget to grab that. Where are you? I'm just gonna run my hand over this to kind of prep the stamp. I have a thing that's just for that, but I don't know where it is right now. And then we're gonna stamp this in black hybrid ink, which is good for watercolor and for alcohol markers. Pretty handy. I'll probably stamp this a couple times is my guess, since it's new and there's lots of detail on there. I'll stamp this down. Yeah. She's got a little bird on her shoulder. It's really cute. I think I got an air bubble in there. But look how cute. Isn't she sweet? I love how she's like barefoot and her little knees are kind of, what do they call them? Like knobby knees. They're cute. All right, let's stamp this a second time. My dog's at my feet snoring. He's so noisy. Okay, that looks beautiful. So pretty. Oh, now I wanted to show you, if you get this set, you could stamp whatever stamp you want to, frankly, on this easel, which is kind of fun because, right, you could like put a Christmas tree for Christmas, or if you have a little heart stamp, you could put it there. Just look in your stash and see like what small stamps you have that you could stamp on there. But it does come with this little flower stamp that fits in there perfectly. You also could stamp like hi or thanks right in there, and that would look really cute as well. I'm a sucker for little floral stamps though. So I'm gonna stamp this right in here. Take this off. Now it is open in the stamp is open in the middle. So you could, if you like arranged it in there in advance, you could just stamp it all at once. So I'll ink up my flowers. So cute. Look how sweet they are. I feel like, there we go. There, now we have a little canvas with sweet little flowers on there. And, oh, see? I almost forgot. We're also going to stamp our sentiment while we're here. So I'm going to use this Happy Day one. I like it. It's kind of like a generic sentiment, but that's good because then I don't have to plan anything. Oh, for those of you that are new, at the end of this live, I will pick someone from the comments to send this card to. And it's going to be super cute. So if you want Happy Mail, make sure you leave a comment. Let us know where you're from. Let me know, did you guys watch the release party last night with Nicole, the owner of Pick Event Studios? Let me know if you were there. So many amazing makes from the creative team. As per usual, they have blown me away. Okay, Paya, have a good day. Beverly, you're in Orlando. I think I knew that. What have I missed? Have I missed anybody's comments on here? I've been trying to keep my eyes on the comments. Isn't she cute, Joan? She's just so stinking adorable. Just want to pinch her cheeks. Let's get out some gray. Gray, gray, gray. Now you might be thinking, oh, gray is so boring. Why would you want to use gray? Well, gray is perfect for shading on your images. Now, you could color something incompletely with colors and then just use gray over it to shade it. You don't have to shade with different colors. And especially if you're newer to alcohol ink coloring, that might be a good way to try out shading. Now, another thing that it's really great for is for shading white objects. Now, those objects could be things like this easel and canvas. I want them to be white. Or it could be a white bunny, anything, a polar bear, the belly of a penguin, anything that's white. Adding that little bit of shading is going to help bring it to life. So I like to use warm grays. Now, you're going to find a lot of people have differing opinions on this. It's completely a personal preference. There are warm grays, and then there are cool grays that you can find in alcohol markers. And some people feel that you should use cool grays on inanimate objects and warm grays on living objects. So like warm grays on a polar bear, but cool grays on an easel, right? That's not how I color, because I look at it more from the perspective of the feeling I'm trying to get across with a card, and the environment and the lighting of whatever my scene is. So if you've ever been to like Home Depot or Lowe's and you go in the light bulb aisle, and you know they have that display where you can like push the buttons to see how cool or warm you want your lights to be, your light bulb. If you've never done that, it's fun. I like pushing buttons. But you can see there's a very big difference between how cool light looks and how warm light looks. With cool light, you get a lot of bluish undertones, whereas with a warm light, you get a lot of like yellow or red undertones. So I want this to be warm. I don't want it to be cool. I generally, unless I'm setting it like outside at winter time, or if I am, another thing I use cool grays for is for anything that's metallic. But otherwise, I use warm grays pretty consistently. So that's my spiel on warm grays. So now I'm going to start here with some WG5, warm gray 5, and I'm using Olos. And I'll zoom you in a little bit. Nope, that is not what I wanted to do. Wrong camera. Okay, I think that's where it was. This one. That's one I want. There we go. So, rules of shading. With all things, you want to shade to the side of whatever is going to be lifted. So in this case, we have a piece of wood going right along here. So that's going to be above everything else. So I'm going to go ahead and put a tiny bit of warm gray 5 on each side. Not very much, because I don't want this to be gray, right? I want it to look white. And then this lip that comes out that holds the canvas, we're going to go around that. Just a tiny little line. And then underneath that canvas, we'll do the same. And underneath this piece, which is, or under this piece, which, because this wood piece here is set back. And then same thing for the top here. We're going to bring that W. cancel. Yeah, nothing. My electronics are mad at me today. And a little strip there. And then this down here is going to be gray because the paint box down here, did you notice that little detail? It's super cute. There's a paint box and a coffee cup. So you can make that be tea or whatever. Very cute. And then I want the corners of my canvas to be shaded a little bit, because I want that your eye to be drawn towards what's happening on the canvas. I'm also going to shade this edge, okay? And if you want to get really detailed, you could bring in a little bit of gray along the edge of these pieces. It's kind of a small space, so I'm not going to mess with it too much. So next we'll bring in some WG3. So same concept that we do with everything else. I'm going to bring this and I'm going to try and bring it just along the edge of that WG5. And this is just going to help to blend that out a little bit. I don't want to completely cover the WG5. I just want to bring a little line right along the edge of it. Everywhere we put it, except for I'm not going to bring it on the very edge here of that easel. So we'll go around, and keep in mind too, and the same is true for colors with alcohol markers, they tend to dry lighter than they first appear, okay? So that might look really dark, but it does dry back a little bit. So now we did our 3. Now I'm going to bring in some WG1 and I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to bring that along the edge of where I colored that WG3. And this is going to help it to kind of, that shadow area to fade towards where the light is. I'm just very, very gently running my brush along those edges. So I'll do the same thing on the top here. And along this part of the easel. So this same technique can be used for shading animals, for, oh, I think I forgot to do this bottom part here. It can be used for shading animals. It can be used for snow if you want to create like a shadow on the snow from maybe a snowman, anything like that. You would just bring your grays, whichever you wanted to use, whether it was warm or cool, and bring those out to create the shadow. So this is, as it dries, the alcohol markers are going to kind of like get happy in the fibers of the paper. But you can see now our easel has some depth to it. It doesn't look like a flat 2D image anymore, right? It looks like there's some depth to it from that shading. And you can add in some more shading. You could put shading in behind the feet of the stencil of the easel that are showing, and that would look really nice as well. And I'm gonna actually use a piece that I already colored, and you'll see the difference. You see the difference now once it dried and you added all the other color in there? It really pops. All of that really pops and makes it look very three-dimensional. And then look at our sweet little gal. I had fun coloring her. She's cute. Okay, let me zoom you back out here. So I hope that was helpful. Shading with grays is a fun thing to do because it gives your cards so much more dimension. Now I'm going to use the coordinating dies. And I'm going to bring back in this because our sentiment's there. There are dies for the sentiments, and there's also dies even for the little tiny flowers. So if you wanted to separately stamp the flowers and then like pop them up on your easel, that would be really fun too. So let's grab some. I'm out of highlighter tape, you guys. I need to order some. It's my favorite tape in the whole world for sticking my dies to paper. In fact, speaking of craft roulette, I was out of highlighter tape, and that's why when you were watching, if you saw that I tore my paper, that's why, because I wasn't using highlighter tape. I'm telling you guys, that stuff like never tears your paper. It's amazing. Mint tape is pretty good too, which is what I have here. Okay, so we'll stick that on there. You just want something that's going to hold your die in place, so that way all of your hard work coloring does not get destroyed by a miscut. What's that saying? Measure twice, cut once. It's very accurate. You want to make sure that you get your dies right in the right spot. Take the extra little bit of time that it takes, and then you don't have to worry about it. This is upside down. Is it? Maybe not. Is this the right die? What am I doing wrong here? What? Oh, that goes in the, okay. I think this comes down into the Y, maybe? I think it does. Sorry, guys. I haven't cut this. Oh, maybe it goes, yeah, there it goes. It goes up in between the P and the Y. There we go. I figured it out. Give that girl a gold medal. Gold medal in crafting. All right, sorry for my head. It's very important crafty business I have to do here. Okay. Get our tape out of the way. Hey, Yvette. Grab our die cutting machine. And we will cut our sweet gal out. And our sentiment. There we go. Next, cut this out. Job done. I'm so excited to see her all cut out. Oh, look how cute she is. She's so cute. Something about cutting things out with a die just really brings it up another notch. Adorbs. And we've got our sentiment. There we go. Poke out our little, there's a couple of little inset pieces here, which I love when they do because I feel like it makes it look even better. So pop those out. And now we can decorate our cool base that we made with our lovely artist image. Annie, artist Annie. She's so cute. So you could decorate this obviously with whatever you want and in any way you want, but I kind of like the idea of decorating it so that you can still see the whole background and she's admiring her canvas and deciding what to paint next. So you can see I put like a little detail of the same pink that I did with the flowers. I thought that was a fun little touch. And I'm just trying to figure out where I want the placement on here. Nope, that's too high. Let's see. How's that? Bring it down a little bit. I don't want it going too far off. I think that looks good. I'll maybe bring her up just slightly and have that sentiment somewhere in there. Good. Good, good. Good, good, good. Okay. Oh, thanks, Beverly. You're sweet. Now, after all of that, you know, finickiness, I'm probably going to move this and not remember where it was. That's okay. That's okay. I always try to like look at something and get a frame of reference. So I know I want her like little bow to be right there and the knee to kind of be above that yellow portion. So we'll see if I can remember that. And we're just going to put glue on the side of her that's going to be on the paper on the left-hand side, right? So, oh, we got a little piece of random paper there. So I want to bring her knee kind of up here and her bow kind of up there. Yeah, she looks good. Who was here last week? I was talking to him about coloring because I did a different card last week with the the Freckle Friends Holly Jolly set. And I colored her blonde. So this time I colored her brunette. I thought that was fun. Now I am going to go ahead and add a little bit of glue, I think, back behind her other leg so that it's not lifting. Let's do this. So that it's not lifting off of the acetate. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue on there, just enough to hold it down because we don't want a bunch of glue smushing out onto our acetate, right? And then what you can do, if you're drying something, you're gluing it to acetate, just put a little magnet or something heavy over there if you don't have a magnetic board and let it sit there while you're drying. So this now, I wanted it kind of like here if I recall, something like that. So this is gonna go right to the top of the dots and kind of right to the bottom of that desk piece. So we'll add our glue again along here on the back side, just the side that's going to get glued. And then I'm also going to add it down here to our paint palette, our little cup of coffee, and some of the leg, so that way it sticks also on the acetate. And I think I need a little bit. My glue needs to come a little bit farther, I think. Because we want it to go farther over. So what did I say? Something about the bottom of the desk. There we go. And those top dots. Okay. I think that's going to look pretty good. Let's double check before it dries because we can always scooch it. Oh, I think that looks great. So we can let this dry now over here on the acetate. And now we can add our sentiment. Now it's, oh, Yvette, you're sweet. Bangs are awesome. So you could pop your sentiment up if you wanted to with a little bit of foam tape. I think I will. I think I'll add just a little bit. You guys know I love me some dimension with foam tape. Oh, my dog is sneezing. My other dog, the grouchy old lady. She's up here sneezing. You all right, Shorty? She went back to bed. She's fine. And there we go. Okay. Take off our release tape. And we're going to pop this right over the center part. So that should be all nice and dry now. Doesn't this look so cute? I love it. I love it. And I'm probably gonna hold this up so I can see it. So it's a little easier for me to get this straight. I think that looks pretty straight. How's it look? I think it looks good. And you could add little sparkles, sequins, whatever you want. It might be kind of fun to add, like on the painting, add some glittery goodness on your little painting. But you can see here the shading that I did on the easel. Oh, I need more glue on the back of that leg. I must have missed it. Must have missed it. Or didn't put enough. But you can see the shading that I did on the easel, I did on her apron as well. I used those warm grays as well. And look at how much like life you can give something just by adding shading. It's really quite amazing. Okay, that's it, y'all. We finished a little bit early, but here we have our cute little card. And this fits perfectly into an A2 sized envelope. Let me show you. I'll grab an envelope. It works great. It doesn't have really a whole lot of thickness to it. So it should mail pretty easily, but it fits right into an A2 sized envelope. And it's a little bit thick right there. I don't know why, but there we go. See? And it would get mailed away. And obviously if you didn't add this backing piece, it would be even less thick. But then you take it out and your recipient can have this on display. I love that it just looks so nice on display and pops up so easily. And you can't see what's holding it up. It's so fun with the acetate. And you can make that strip of acetate as big or as small as you need it to, right? We did it at 1 1/4 inches, but you could conceivably do like the whole piece and do just an A2 sized piece of acetate over the entire top. And then you could have something like in the center, right? So play with it. You could do lots and lots of different things with this and adjust it however you need. Yeah, and so it's super, super quick, Joan. The longest part is the coloring, but you obviously can use something that doesn't require any coloring. So if you haven't done any of your holiday cards, maybe you want to, or maybe you still have some more you need to do, maybe this would be a good card to go ahead and use. I think. I like it. I like lots of stuff though. All right, let me bring it back to my face. Hello, friends. Oh, thank you, Beverly. That's very sweet. Okay, I am going to pick someone now from the comments. Hi, Jessica, watching over on Facebook. I'm going to pick someone from the comments and I will send this off to them in the mail. So I'm going to close my eyes and count to 10 and kind of scroll through these comments and pick someone. I'll give you guys another minute if you want to leave a comment and be part of that. So I'll have a little coffee break. I feel like I have all the time in the world because it's, only 10:56 here. Sue, yeah, you could use a thinner sheet for the little note card in the back if you wanted to. And frankly, you could make the base out of 80-pound cover stock. It doesn't need to be 110-pound. I just really like to make my bases out of super sturdy cardstock. But think about how cute this would be like if you used for your base a piece of colored cardstock, right? For the holidays. Or even a metallic. It might be a little bit blingy, but if or glitter cardstock, I mean, the possibilities are endless. I think it would look really cool. Oh, glitter. I love glitter cardstock. I love anything with glitter. Okay, guys, I'm going to close my eyes. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Where are we at? Arlette, congratulations. Woo! Yay, Arlette, you are the winner. If you would like some happy mail, Arlette, shoot me an email at contact@dreamcraftcreate.com and let me know and just confirm your address, and then I will send this cute little card off to you in the mail. Well, parting is such sweet sorrow, my friends. I hope that you have an amazing rest of your Tuesday and a fantastic rest of your week. If you're interested in anything I used today, definitely check out the description and shop through those links. They are affiliate links, and I do appreciate that. Helps me keep the lights on and the cameras rolling. And check out, you can go through those links and check out the new release. There are lots and lots of cute things. Like next week, I'm going to be using some of the items from the notebook collection, and they are super cute. All right, I'll see you guys next Tuesday. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.